I think several months ago, it happened this year for sure. Several months ago, there was somebody who was so mad at me, cursing at me actually, because she saw a picture of me. I was younger in the picture, and I was painted black, so I had a black face. I wasn't actually doing a blackface. I was celebrating the Ati-Atihan Festival in the Philippines. The Ati-Atihan Festival in the Philippines happens every January. I think it starts January 15, and it's about a week of celebration. And the festival itself means to be like the Aitas. So the Aitas are the first settlers in the Philippines. I should be showing a picture of them right now on the screen. And I did a video, a separate video about the ITAS, and it had been disputed by other people. Some people cursed at me. Some people say I'm saying it wrong. Some people said I actually said it right. But anyway, regardless of what you were saying, I do welcome comments. I welcome people sharing their own research. Just so you know, in any research, there's counter research. Some facts are going to be disputed. Some new research are going to unravel new facts and whatever, but I welcome the conversation. That's the reason I'm doing all of this video. All of these videos, I'm not an expert, but I do welcome. My goal is to just start the conversation. So please go ahead and continue leaving a comment with whatever it is that you want to share. So the Ati-Atihan Festival is because and started because of the Aitas. It started in the Aklan province, Kalibo Aklan, and but it's now being celebrated all over the Philippines. How it actually started is sort of contested. There are two versions of the story, but both versions started with the Datus. So apparently, a group of Datus, which is so at that time the political and social structure is different. It's not the democratic where people vote or whatever. So in their groups, there's a chief stain, and that's called the Datu. So they were escaping. They were trying to get away from the Malays of Borneo because it was being ruled by less than decent people, and so they wanted to leave. So this is where the story differs. In both stories, this group of Datos actually escaped. In the first version, they ended up in the highlands where the Aitas are. And so the Aitas welcomed them, they provided them shelter, welcomed them in the community, and gave them food. And so what the Datos, this Malays actually did is to paint themselves black and join the Aitas in their dancing and their merrymaking in honor and to thank the people that were generous enough to accept and give them shelter. On the second version, it was the other way around. So they escaped, this Datos actually escaped their place and settled in the plains. And then at one point, the Aitas from the highlands experienced some bad harvest, and they ended up in the plains with the Malays, and the Malays provided them shelter and welcomed them. And the Aitas, to thank them and to honor their host, they danced for them. And as music is such a huge part of the Aitas and the Philippine culture actually in general. So to thank them, they danced and they sang and they celebrated for the whole night and for the whole week or whatever. And then since then, it was being done yearly. But because since the colonizers arrived, primarily the Spaniards, they converted a lot of Filipinos to Catholicism. Not everybody, but a huge part of the Philippines were converted to Catholicism. And they span the celebration, sort of changed it so that it honors the Santo Niño or the baby Jesus. So as you know, Catholics have different saints. They also have different representations of their saints, of the saints. And for Jesus Christ, there's a baby Jesus, and they honor the baby Jesus with that Ati-Atihan festival. So if you ever get a chance to join the celebration and experience the celebration, that's what you're gonna get into. If you really want to join, paint yourself black, your entire body, wear their clothes. You're gonna wear different headdresses to be like the Aitas. Big curly hair. There are different other different headdresses that you can wear. You're going to be joining the dancing and the singing, all sorts of celebrations. It's a happy celebration, one heck of an immersion to the Philippine culture, and certainly happy. And I hope that this is something that continues. I hope that younger people will continue to sort of nurture this aspect of our culture, because it's such a lovely part of our culture. So yeah, if you ever want to experience that, January, go to Kalibo Aklan and brace yourself for one heck of an experience.